Morning. I'm Uma Maheshwari, AP Triple Department, R&D Engineering College. This video, I'm going to explain about the topic sensors and transducer. In this subject, the first unit is the introduction of the sensors and transducer. So in this unit 1, we'll see this errors in measurement system. So the errors in measurement systems are mainly classified as gross errors, systematic errors, and random errors. Gross errors. Gross errors are due to the human errors, errors made by the human. Systematic errors are the instrumental errors. The random errors are because of the random variations in the measurement parameters. What is a measurand? The quantity to be measured using the measuring instrument is called as measurement. The errors are broadly classified given by this flowchart. So the errors is classified as gross errors, systematic errors, and random errors. And this systematic errors is again classified as instrumental errors, environmental error, and observational errors. The instrumental errors is classified depending upon the loading effect, misuse of the instrument, and inherent shortcomings of the instruments. So what is gross error? An error that is caused by the observer or the experimenter when taking the readings and recording the readings. And when you are doing the calculation of the measurement, the error made by this observer is known as gross error. For example, the actual reading of the temperature is 31.5. Instead, the observer has noted down as 21.5 degrees Celsius, which is an error made by the observer. Similar way of example is the actual reading of the measurement is 35.4 degrees Celsius. Instead, the observer has noted down the reading as 34.5 degrees Celsius. These types of errors done by the observer or the experimenter is called gross errors. And this gross error can be avoided by the care taken by the observer while reading and recording the data. And this can also be eliminated by taking more number of readings under the different conditions. So human mistakes is the main reason for the gross errors. The next error is systematic errors. An error that occurs due to the presence of fault in the measuring instrument is known as systematic errors. So the correcting the measurement instrument can rectify this error. The error correction should be done in the measuring instrument. And these errors are classified as instrumental errors, environmental errors, and observational errors. What is an instrumental error? The error which is caused due to the faulty construction and the calibration of the measuring instrument is known as instrumental error. If there is any, during the construction purpose itself, and there is any fault happened in the instrument is known as, and when there is any calibration fault happened in the manufacturing side itself is known as instrumental error. So the main reason behind this instrumental errors are classified as inherent shortcomings of the instrument, misuse of the instrument, and loading of the instrument. So what is the discussion about the inherent shortcoming of the instrument? So this inherent shortcoming of the instrument is mainly due to the mechanical structures which is done during the construction, calibration, and operation of the instrument is known as inherent shortcomings of the instrument. For example, if the spring of the permanent magnet has become weak, then the instrument will read high value. This error, which is caused due to friction, is known as inherent shortcomings of the instrument. So this error can be corrected with the help of correction factors. By determining the value of the correction factors, these errors can be corrected. And the instrument can be recalibrated with careful manner. And the other method of removing this inherent shortcoming of the instrument error is the procedure for the instrument measurement must be carefully planned and it should be calibrated against the standard values. So this can be done to remove the inherent shortcomings of the instrument and misuse of the instrument. So the misuse of the instrument, the errors caused by the observer who is using the instrument in the wrong way or unintelligent way of handling the instrument is known as misuse of the instrument. For example, if the voltmeter should be connected to a low value of resistance, instead, if the voltmeter is connected to a higher value of resistance, it will show an error. And similarly, the loading effects. So the loading effects, how much load should be connected to the instrument should be considered, and according those load values should be given to the instrument. If not so, there will be an error in the instrument. It is known as loading effects. And then the environmental error, the error that is caused due to the external conditions such as temperature, pressure, humidity, dust, vibration, or due to the magnetic or electrostatic field. Due to these effects, the error caused in the instrument is known as environmental error. And this environmental error can be reduced by using the following methods. That is, we are keeping these conditions like humidity, temperature as constant in a lab surrounding, using some techniques can reduce the environmental errors. And we are keeping the equipment which is not disturbed by these external conditions can reduce the environmental errors. And more care should be given to those experiments which has external electrostatic or magnetic field around the measuring instruments. And applying the computed correction values can reduce the environmental errors. The next error is the observational error. So this observational error is caused by the wrong observation of the reading in the measurement system. It is known as observational error. So this is also known as parallax error. When the observer is taking the reading should be taken in such a manner that he is avoiding this parallax error by accurately observing the instrument with a mirrored scale. So in this way, the observational error can be minimized or parallax error can be minimized. The next error is the random error. The random error, the sudden change in the experimental condition, noise, or the usage of the experiment is known as random errors. This value error can be either positive value or a negative value. So this error should be eliminated. So we can eliminate these errors. And some of the examples for this type of error is changing temperature, voltage fluctuations, and humidity change. So in order to calculate the error value, we should calculate the actual value minus measured value with respect to the actual value. And if it is in percentage, we should multiply by 100 in order to obtain the measured error in percentage. This is about the classification of errors in measurement system. Thank you, everyone.